I'm Lindsey Macon, and I'm a partner at the McArthur Law Firm here in our Atlanta office. I basically grew up in the firm watching my mom when she was a young partner at Reynolds and McArthur, and then later when she started the McArthur Law Firm. I always wanted to be a lawyer because of her. I attended the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, and then I went on to law school at Duke University. During law school, I spent my summers at various large defense firms in Atlanta. I ended up accepting a federal district court clerkship out of law school with Judge Hugh Lawson in the Middle District of Georgia. I worked a 2-year term for Judge Lawson, and then I went to King & Spalding as part of their litigation practice, where I focused on product liability work, but I also did some general commercial litigation as well. I was at King & Spalding for 2 years before I joined the McArthur Law Firm in September of 2019 and opened our Atlanta office. I'm honored to be able to listen to and advocate for those who feel ignored or like they're not heard in our system. And in doing so, changing policies and laws for the better to protect others in our community. Watching my mom make the difference in the lives of her clients played a huge part in my passion for my practice areas today. I've worked on a number of medical malpractice cases representing Black female patients whose concerns and complaints are ignored by their providers, a phenomenon that is well documented in scholarly journals and studies in our country. It is always difficult to work on these cases because the outcomes are challenging. Babies are lost due to ignored complaints, there are bad outcomes for laboring mothers, and there are undiagnosed cancers and strokes. The list goes on. It is so incredibly rewarding to give voice to these women who were ignored and suffered as a result. Another case that really set the tone for my career was one where my client had been to several different billboard firms before coming to us and had been told that the only money available to settle his claim was the $25,000 liability limits available in the at-fault vehicle. Our client was convinced that there should be a case against the Georgia Department of Transportation or the construction contractor because the wreck occurred in a construction zone and resulted in the loss of his fiancée. No other firm took his concerns or his loss and pain seriously. We saw the tragedy that he endured and fought endlessly for the settlement that he deserved. I had an extremely rewarding experience in my very first trial with a speaking role. I handled a few witnesses at a medical malpractice trial that was the first case tried to verdict in Houston County after the pandemic in June of 2021. It ended in a $12 million verdict for our client, who was overdosed with insulin while in the hospital and suffered a permanent brain injury as a result. I've graduated from the State Bar YLD Leadership Academy and GTLA's LEAD program. Now I'm currently serving on the GTLA Executive Committee as a judicial liaison. I enjoy spending time with my husband and our 2 daughters, playing tennis, running, and being involved at my church, St. Luke's Episcopal Church here in Atlanta.